Hello boys and girls, today in Topic we're going to make an information booklet all about the Great Fire of London. This is a great opportunity to share everything you've learnt so far. There's different ways we can complete today's activity. You can either print and download the booklet template off the website, so your booklet would look like this. If you can't do any printing, you could just get a plain piece of paper and fold it in half and make a booklet like this. Miss Ford's just drawn a box on the front and then some lines inside. And then there's one more way we can make a booklet today using the app Book Creator. Now you'd have to ask a grown-up if you could download this app, and we know some of you haven't got iPads or tablets to use. So there's lots of different ways you can work today. You can either make it on paper or make it on the app Book Creator. I'm going to show you both ways in this video. So first of all, I'm going to use the paper, and if you're going to use the app, then just fast forward until Miss Ford is using the iPad to show you. So if you've chosen to make your leaflet, your information booklet on the Great Fire of London out of paper, either using the one the school's given you or one of your own, we've also put some pictures that might help you. Now, if you can't print these out, that's absolutely fine. You can draw in your information leaflet as well. So you've got the pictures to help you, you've got the template to help you, but if you haven't got those things, you can use some paper and draw yourself. So Miss Ford's going to get started with her Great Fire of London information booklet. So on the front cover, her title is going to need to be The Great Fire of London. So everybody knows that this booklet is about the Great Fire of London. Now, I could choose some of my pictures, maybe this one, to pop on the front cover, because that is an overall picture of the Great Fire of London, or I could draw my own. So I could draw a street, narrow street, with some houses, and then we could have loads of flames in the background, and you could spend lots of time colouring this in, so it's lovely. There might be a bakery there with loads of flames, and you'd colour it in to make it look beautiful. Then on the inside, we've got spaces for pictures and we've got spaces for writing. So let me see what I know about the Great Fire of London. Well, first of all, where did the Great Fire of London start? Can you remind me? That's right, Pudding Lane in Thomas Farriner's bakery. So Miss Ford is going to use the pictures of Pudding Lane and Thomas Farriner's bakery. And I'll write, I might write a question for my information leaflet to make it sound more exciting. Did you know the Great Fire of London started on Pudding Lane? And I've got capital letters for Pudding Lane because it's a proper noun. The end of that question, I need a question mark. Did you know the Great Fire of London started on Pudding Lane? The fire started in a bakery owned by Thomas, somebody's name, so I need capital letters, Farriner. That's my first page of my information book. So I've got my front cover and then my first page of information. Now my next page might be about why the fire spread so quickly and why so many houses were destroyed. But your next page doesn't have to be. You can write whatever information you want, use whatever pictures you want, and you can also draw to make it even better. I might add on here some wind blowing through, because the wind made the fire spread, didn't it? There we go, so I've added some wind if I didn't have any pictures. So my next bit of information is going to be about the fire spreading. The fire spread so quickly because the houses were made out of very flammable, oh, there's my fancy word for meaning very easy to burn, very flammable materials. Also, the houses were very close together. The strong winds also made the fire spread. So far, I've got my information booklet. On the front, I'm going to draw a picture. I need my title so that everybody knows what my information booklet's about. And then I've put about Pudding Lane, where the fire started. I've put why the fire spread so quickly. And then on the back, you can add even more information. You might want to write about Samuel Pepys. You might want to write about how people escaped from the fire. You might want to write about how the fire ended. So that is if you're making an information booklet out of paper. Now, Miss Ford is going to show you how to make an information booklet using the app Book Creator. You'll need to download this from the App Store or the Android store if you haven't already got it on your iPad. Before you start, it would be a good idea to search some images that you'd like to include in your information booklet. So if you go to Safari or your Explorer and type in something that you'd like, so you might want horse and cart, you might want the Pudding Lane sign, you might want a picture of Samuel Pepys, you might want some pictures of the City of London. So you type in Samuel Pepys, go to images, select an image you would like, press and hold on the image and it will say add to photos, or it might say save to camera roll, and those images would then be stored in your photo section. We're now going to go into the app Book Creator and I'm going to show you how to make an information leaflet. Now lots of you have already done this at school, so you might be super good. Okay, so we're going to make a new book. These are books that Miss Ford's made before, and these are some she made last year. So you're going to go to make a new book in the top corner, but you would have already, might not have anything on here because you haven't done them before. So new book, and you're going to want it landscape, and the first page will just be the cover. Up here are the tools to develop your book. So you can add photos, you can add text, you can add different media, and then the eye changes those different things. So if you've added a picture, you can change it here. If you've added text, you can change it here. So my first job is going to be to go to the eye, and I want to put a nice background on, but I want an old-fashioned background because we're writing all about the Great Fire of London. So I don't really think that's an old-fashioned background. So I might go to papers, I might go to textures. Ooh, that one's quite old-fashioned. Or that one. I think I'm going to go for that one. So that's my front cover, and I'm going to put, I'm going to add a photo, and I'm going to go to my camera roll where I've saved all these images of the Great Fire of London, and that's the one that I want on the front. Now it is a bit fiddly, you have to use these spots in the corner to arrange. There we go. And then I want to add some text, and I'm going to put my title, The Great Fire of London. Oh, that looks a bit boring, Miss Ford. So I'm going to now edit the text. If it's in the blue box, you go to I. You can make the text bigger and smaller. You can change the font. So I might go for some posh font. Ooh la la, very old fashioned. The Great Fire of London. There we go. And then down here, I'm going to add another text box that says by Miss Ford, just so we know who the author is. And that just automatically puts it in that text as well. Now, what I did quite like is when I was adding text is that you can add emojis. So I think I'm going to have a flame, and you can actually click on that in there and make that bigger. So I'm going to add a frame there, a flame, sorry, not a frame. And if you press and hold it, you can copy it. And then I'm going to press and hold and paste. Now I've got another one. So now you can move on to page 2 of your booklet. Now page 2 has not got the new background on. So if you go to backgrounds, again, you might not even want the same one. You might want a different old-fashioned one. So my next page of my information booklet, I'm going to write all about the start of the fire. So I go to add, photos, and I'm going to put in Pudding Lane. Now that's a little bit big, so I might want that up there. And then I'm going to add some text. The Great Fire of London. Now don't worry if you're a bit slower than Miss Ford typing. Over time you'll get quicker on the QWERTY keypad. The Great Fire of London started on Pudding Lane. It started in a bakery owned by Thomas Fariner. It doesn't like the spelling of Fariner, that's fine. So done. Oh dear, it's far too big and it's all squiggly. So I'm going to go back to my eye and make it much smaller. And I think I want to change my text a little bit as well so it's easier to read. So you can move it around. You might want to put that there and then put your image next to it or underneath it. Now another really cool thing about Book Creator is you can add speech bubbles. So here you can go to more and add some shapes. So if you want to add a speech bubble, you could always do a question in here. So did you know the fire started early on Saturday, 2nd September 1666. Because it's a question, we're going to need a question mark. So you can just make it a little bit more exciting, a little bit more interesting with your speech bubbles. So there's lots of different ways you could do this. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit more on this page about the fire starting, and I think I'm just going to add a picture of the bakery sign. Have I got a bakery sign? No, I haven't, but I could go and get one from the camera, from the internet. So I'm going to click out of my app, back to my internet, and just type in bakery. And then images. I think I quite like that one of the shelves. So I'm going to press and hold, add to photos, back to my Book Creator app, and it should be in my photos. No, it's not. It's not very helpful. Let's try again. Press and hold, add to photos, or maybe I'll try one of these over here. Sometimes it can be a little bit temperamental. Add to photos, back to Book Creator. There it is. So that's all about the beginning of the fire. Go to our next page, and I'm going to go for the wood background this time because I'm going to write about why the fire spread so quickly. So again, add is where I add my pictures. Oh, that's far too big. Click on the item to drag. There we go. You can twist as well. Put it on the edge there. Add. Now you can't add the pen where you write, but this can sometimes look a little bit messy. So I often find that you're better to add the text by writing. Now, if you're struggling to type, often on iPads and tablets, you might have a phone, sort of a microphone speaker here. So if you click it, you can speak into the microphone and it will record what you're saying. That might make it a little bit easier for you to type. And then click. But Miss Ford doesn't want to write that, so she's going to go back and have another go. So click on the microphone. The fire spread so quickly because the streets were really narrow, full stop. Space. Oh, that doesn't work, you have to click back. So maybe just one sentence at a time would be best for that. So press done. Oh, I can't see that very well because my background's so dark. So then I click to my eye. I'm going to change the colour of my writing so it's much clearer. And I might also want to change it to bold, put it in the middle. And I might even want to put a background to make it a little bit clearer like that. So have a little go. Once you're finished, you can click out of the app. So you go My Books and it will save your latest book there. And then here you say a new book and you can change it to The Great Fire. The Great Fire of London. And then the author would be you, Miss Ford. And then this arrow here, you can send it. So I'd export it as a PDF. And then side-by-side pages. And here you can either email it straight to your teacher. You might want to send it to your grown-up so they can email it. Or if you haven't got email on your iPad, you can normally AirDrop it or Bluetooth it to mummy's phone or email it to their computer. So that's how we use Book Creator. So boys and girls, I've tried to show you a few different ways that you can make an information booklet all about the Great Fire of London. It really doesn't matter which way you choose. We're just excited for you to share your information in a leaflet form. Give it your best shot, boys and girls. We can't wait to see what you get up to. And if you're struggling, always remember you can email your teacher or phone the school. We're always there. Bye.